A dollhouse to me is the secretly perfect adult toy. But to find the perfect dollhouse with the right shape, the right style, the right colors, it can be difficult unless you create your own, to have it matching your own home decor. Not to mention that a dollhouse entirely made by yourself will be much more affordable. You can create a dollhouse for a child or selfishly for yourself, as adults are maybe those who appreciate them the most. Though I am by no means a dollhouse expert or a miniaturist, I have created about 13 dollhouses and several big castles for exhibitions in museums and castles. And I can certainly talk about the joy and the fulfillment you get when you start and you complete your own dollhouse. I will always remember the joy and fun I had when I created my very first dollhouse in 2010. It's even one of the very first videos I posted on my YouTube channel, and the video is still there. It was called The Haunted House and was a very simple house, one of the most simple I have ever made, which was made of cardboard boxes and much more simple than other ones which followed. But I had a lot of fun doing it. It was just so much fun. Creating a dollhouse is a very exciting art project, and it is impossible to get bored as it involves so many versatile steps like building and cutting walls, adjusting roof, building the staircases, the towers, becoming a real fairy tale dollhouse architect, then turning into a decorator, a designer, cutting little curtains, creating delicate, elegant pieces of furniture. Making a dollhouse will not suit those who look for immediate result and instant gratification. It is rather an invitation to patience, to a slower rhythm of creating. Because making a dollhouse, small or large, will take time. It requires precision, discipline, planning, care, consistency, but also because of all of that, there is just an immense meditative joy when you create it. And at the end, an immense satisfaction. A dollhouse for sure brings joy in a home, and it is impossible to be grumpy, sad or angry when you contemplate a dollhouse and its tiny, cute, adorable, colorful furniture. And it's impossible not to dream of sleeping in a comfortable paper bed or maybe sitting in a cozy paper chair. Once your dollhouse is completed, you can play unapologetically. Even as an adult, there is no law which prevents you from playing and enjoying yourself with the dollhouse you made and its tiny little pieces of furniture. And you can also do once in a while some dollhouse cleaning and dusting with small brushes, which is much more faster to do than the one in your home. And your dollhouse will for sure be successful and admired by all the children coming into your home, that you can be sure of it. Now a few tips and advices if you want to start and be sure to complete your dollhouse. This first advice might sound a little obvious, but start small. If you have never completed a big artistic project, which requires several weeks or several months of work, start with a small dollhouse with maybe only one story, not two, maybe 2 or 3 rooms max, no staircase, maybe one simple tower, and not necessarily with a door which closes, something a bit more simple that you know you are going to finish, to have fun and joy, decorated and embellished and be proud of at the end, than doing a very big castle or trying to do with a lot of rooms, a lot of towers, a lot of challenges too, to try to have a nice staircase, a nice tower, all that. This is a lot of work. This is several weeks or several months of work, and sure, not everybody will have the consistency and the discipline to work on such a big project. So if you know you are a little afraid to start something too big, start something a little smaller with 3 rooms, 1 small tower, maybe one door which closes your house on the back, but not more than that. You will be already very proud to have finished this house. There is something really sad when you have half completed, half finished projects which are taking the dust in a corner of the studio or your craft room. I am there. I have some projects which get not finished and which are taking the dust, and it's just sad. It's just sad. That's all it is. You had some motivation and excitement to start and you didn't finish. I don't feel very happy and proud of myself when I half abandon projects. So start smaller. This is the best way to complete your dollhouse. Be careful not to create a dollhouse if it's your first one at a too small scale, which is a house where you will not be able to reach every corner, every corridor, every corner of tower with your hands and tools to finish it, to add maybe some wallpaper or to add some wall decor, some frames, all that. You need to be able to access everything with your hand, and if the scale is too small, you have created impossible nooks to reach. And I had been there. I had created in the past some dollhouses with corners which were impossible to reach, and I really struggled. It's just easier for a first project for someone who is a bit a beginner and has not a lot of experiences with dollhouses and want to start something fun to do where you're not going to be irritated every 3 seconds because you can't reach some parts of the house. When you start, also be careful about something. A dollhouse includes a lot of repetitive tasks. That's how it is. You have to do some windows, and this is going to be pretty much always the same windows unless you add 1 or 2 differences at few places. And the windows, for example, well, the one I like to do them, in my case, they have some molding, decors, finishes. They take a lot of time. It really does it. I would say it's probably half of the work of a dollhouse just to organize them, cut them, prepare them. And this is not the most exciting thing, of course, but it's nice. It gives a nice result. You have a lot of light inside the house after that. But just be careful when you start to plan and to prepare your house. You are not adding maybe too many windows that are going to be really boring to finish, or you struggle a bit with this repetitive task. In that case, to adjust a bit less windows and maybe a little bigger too, just to have enough light in your house. And on this same topic, a dollhouse includes a lot of tasks, a lot of fun at the beginning, a lot of fun at the end, excitement when you start to decor, create all the furniture, the embellishments, the finishes. But the middle implies a lot of repetitive tasks, like sculpting, like adding a lot of things so that everything is perfect, that everything is flat, fixing problems too, little challenges. And it's pretty easy at a certain point to get a little discouraged or not very motivated because you see all the things which remain to be done. And what I like to do in all my castle dollhouses projects, I've mainly worked on castle these very past years, but in the past, all my other dollhouses, I like to spice things up a bit and maybe start to work on a few pieces of furniture in the middle of the finishing of the sculpting, for example, just because there are a lot of less exciting work, fun, but which requires a lot of repetitive movements, and that can appear a little boring at the middle, just at the middle. When you reach a certain step, it's all fun, but you need to reach this step. And I like to keep the interest and the fun of the creation with doing something else, which is important for the main project, but we just add a bit of fun and versatility. And a piece of furniture is going to take less long, of course, to finish. You can finish it in 1 or 2 days. But usually for the ladies, for example, who join my dollhouse workshop, I like to invite them to do that from time to time. If I feel they are going to lose interest and motivation, I think it's just a great way to stay in touch with your project and to continue to work on it and to make progress. And then you can go back to the most repetitive tasks, and once they're finished, of course it's all fun, but you kept yourself motivated along the way. And about time, something also important when you work on a big project, on a long project, is to work on it every week. I know it's not always easy if you have some holidays, some things, you are working, you have a busy week, but trying to stay in touch with it a few hours every week, every weekend, for example, at least a small afternoon, a morning, is going to help you finish it. Because what I've seen from all the ladies who have joined my dollhouse workshop, not everybody finished their houses, of course. I can't be
next to them to see what they are doing, but I know some don't finish them and some finish them for sure. And the difference, I think, is mainly that those who finish them, they continue, they never really stop. They always continue something, and they stay really in touch with the project itself to see progress, to be excited about it. The moment you let 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks go, it's going to be very hard to go back to it, I think. First, because you don't know where you should go back to, and you start to see all the work which remains to be done. Otherwise, you see all your progress every week, little by little, the house is improving, you start to see how it's going to look like, and it's just more exciting. So trying to be really consistent and disciplined for a big project like a dollhouse, I think it's just key. It's the most important, and that's what makes a difference. As for, well, anything in life you will say, but at least for sure any big artistic project.
My dollhouses and castles, for most of them, have been inspired by stories, fairy tales, novels. I like to be inspired by the description I found in books. I've been inspired, of course, by Alice in Wonderland for the White Rabbit House, Hansel and Gretel, Cinderella, Sleeping Beauty, White Cat, Puss in Boots, Great Expectations. And I just wanted to share a few suggestions to inspire you if you are about to start a dollhouse maybe, and you are wondering what theme or which character could inspire you for your dollhouse. My favorite author for description of houses and castles is Elizabeth Good, and in her novel The Little White Horse, there is a charming, detailed description of the manor house of Monaco. If you don't know this novel, it has been put into a film a few years ago, and it's such a charming, adorable novel, and the description of the bedroom of the hero is just enchanting. I adore it so much, and I think it could be a great inspiration for a dollhouse. If you buy an old version of the book, you can have the plan, and it's just super detailed and can give a lot of ideas. There is of course the house in the secret garden. In Within the Willows, the homes of Badger and Mole could also be very fun dollhouses. And there are also books which feature dollhouses, like A Tale of Two Mice by Beatrix Potter, and my absolute favorite, which is Les Petites Filles Modèles by la Comtesse de Ségur. It has been translated in English into the Fleurville trilogy, which include Les Petites Filles Modèles, which was translated as Camille and Madeleine, The Infortunes of Little Sophie, and Holidays. It's a classic of the French children's classic book. The story describes the holidays of little girls who spend their summer in a castle, and all their toys, their dollhouses, the pieces of furniture, the dollhouse's clothes, everything is detailed, and it's just so charming. And there are also all the fairy tales, like all the classic, the Snow Queen, Snow White Witch Castle, the Seven Dwarfs House, Goldenlocks and the Three Bears. And those are just few books I had in my bookshelves, which are about period dollhouses. And are interesting for references.
I'm not working on a dollhouse right now. I'm working on pieces of furniture and decor and accessories for White Cat's castle and tower and the different decors in the story of White Cat for my book project. And I'm doing a lot of pieces of furniture which could be part of a dollhouse, on a very slightly bigger scale, not much bigger. And right now I'm working on the butterfly bedroom in the Prince apartment in White Cat's castle. So it's a very beautiful Rococo bedroom, totally inspired by the Rococo art, with a lot of butterfly wings everywhere and birds' feathers, all that. And I'm just starting now the base for the bed, and there's going to be some, of course, beautiful curtains. There is a very elegant description of Madame Dollhouse for this bedroom, and I really want to follow her suggestion. So there will be the rare feathers, a little inspired by Marie Antoinette's bed and some of the bed at Versailles, which are going to be at the top. But yes, just to show you, it could definitely be a little piece of furniture for a dollhouse. Here it's for a castle, for a wildcat's castle, but it's just a lot of fun. I love doing these pieces of furniture and trying to follow descriptions, as I say, in books and in stories, in fairy tales. I love doing that. And I'm also working on another room, which is also a room not in the castle of Wildcat this time, but in the tower where Wildcat, when she was a princess, she was a prisoner. So there are different decors, different towers, and there is the mention of beautiful books, beautiful decor, the most beautiful furniture, all that. And I decided to create a library because, of course, I love books and I love library, and I imagine she would have a lot of fun with her books, following also this description. So you're going to see also how the library turned out in the first video of the Wildcat series. But it's going to be fun. And she has a parrot because she had two friends, a dog and a parrot, in her tower. Now, if you need a bit of help and you want to start a dollhouse with me, you can join the Dollhouse workshop right now, and there is still a launching offer available till April 22, 2023.
And I wanted to show you here a dollhouse created by an apprentice magician last year, Carla from Italy, who has almost finished her house 1 year after joining. She had finished actually at the end of the summer, and she has created a lot of very fun accessories, pieces of furniture, adapted some of the ideas shared in the Dollhouse workshop, but with her own taste and style.
If you want to join to start your dollhouse, your furniture, and to be really helped all along the way, we are doing a lot of interactions with the other ladies who are joining too, which is really great when you work on a big project like that, to see what the others are doing. And we are having live calls every month, and we might have them also throughout the summer for those who want to. But when you see other ladies who are making good progress, they are going to help you to stay motivated, and I'm also going to do my best to help you along the way and help you finish and complete your dollhouse with all your ideas. So if you think you might be interested and excited about creating a dollhouse in paper with its furniture, a staircase, some towers, the workshop this year is going to completely close its doors on May 15. But of course, once enrolled, even if you join in May, you still have access to all the content, of course, at any moment of the year. And you could still join the Skype, and you can still ask me your questions at any other moment if you want to start later this year. And I'm also going to show you, of course, the Wildcat castle, and also another castle for the second part of the story. I'm working for my Wildcat project. It's not a dollhouse, it's a bit different, but I still have some pieces of furniture, some decor inside, outside. It's still a lot of fun to do that, even if it's a tiny bit different than a proper dollhouse. The scale is a bit different, and I'm only doing the things I need for my decor. But there are something just as fun creating all the little pieces of decors, the embellishment, trying to be inspired by the text, all the things I like. So you're going to see that in the upcoming videos. Thank you very much for watching this video, and I will see you very soon.